Cedar trees gone. Rose is down, still up. Starting to dry out a little bit, but there's mud in the storm. Not a pretty sight, but we got some bales of hay, which would have been nice. Cedar. And the delivery of some gravel. The driveway at the Creel residence. Kurt Richardson and Jennifer Creel. And major changes on their place. Very nice. Peace Garden zinnia is still pretty. Going to seed right now. However, over on a different stem, we got a new one coming. That's nice. Look at this. These are exciting. Well, we're at the Aspen Ridge party, tailgate party before the Razorback USC game in Fayetteville. And they had a nice barbecue that showed people some of their plans for the buildings that are going to be built here. It shows the interior. And you see 6th Street behind us. And a homeless man walking by and Razorback traffic like crazy. And a wonderful fan. Oh. They did what? They got chrysanthemums out there? Yeah. They set them up out there. Yeah. Nearly so well in the past. Oh.
Number one, your job is to know every problem you guys get people probably I'm not even listening to state yourself. I'm a state them for
well, let's see. What else do I know? Any more, you got a piece to take with you when you're a bigger napkin. That's right. Take home a bite of that. Huh? You ought to take home that bite there.
Yeah. I've got to go at 6:30.
It is getting game time, let's go. Even though we wanted to go to the game.
It's raining.
I put it in my purse if you want.
Or,
I don't know, whatever.
Go carry yours. You want me to come get it? Game's about to start.
Coming to get Louisiana Tech, number 16, Tara Gavlon. Thank you for attending today's first match of the Lady Razorback Classic. Arkansas against Alabama A&M will begin in approximately 30 minutes.
Like a herd of turtles coming down there.
Okay, who won that one?
Don't know.
Who won that one?
I'm not even sure.
Okay.
We just walked
Did
up.
you
We
not
just
know who won
walked
it? That's a guy here that was one today. Can we do that in a few minutes when I come out?
There's your ticket. You can watch it. Well, yeah, you can do whatever you want to. You can get the next game if you want to watch.
No, I don't want. I can't watch.
Too bad what Louisiana
No,
Tech.
gotcha.
It's playing that game. You can just stay there. See the ladies down there in the field.
Oh,
Yeah, go on
Let me go.
Wait, what's Lady back for two? Way to go, ladies!
See somebody with the right colors on here.
That's us.
I'm Aubrey Shepherd.
Bill Medigovich, hi.
Where y'all from?
I'm from San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah.
You got a girl playing for
The keeper.
Oh wow. Okay.
The keeper.
That's great.
Get some good photos for
Textures
him.
win there?
Big pardon?
Did the Textures win? I wasn't able to get here.
No, they
1-0.
1-0.
They lost by 2 days in a row. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh man.
We've got walking wounded. We only had one sub.
Oh.
So it's it hurt.
Yeah.
Good game though. They're going to sleep very well on the bus home.
Yeah. I work nights till after midnight, so it's hard to get anywhere at 11 o'clock in the morning.
I'll bet. I know that. And then to sit in 100-degree weather.
Oh, this is. You should have been here a month ago. There was 100-degree weather.
75-degree beach weather.
This is the warmest day this week so far, but we're just a little cooler in September than normal. But August was hotter than was possible. It seemed we've had a horrible drought, so you'll see a brown hardwood tree scattered among the live ones pretty often up here right now. Things dying off. We got mass. I live. There's a stream runs right behind this stadium, crosses over there, and then runs. See the low place over there? Runs around that mountain and goes down there, and see that low spot right through there. So all this athletic development up here causes flooding in my neighborhood down there. Yeah. So it's one of the drawbacks to growth and wealth.
Progress.
This university has all these facilities, and but gosh, it's just really hurts the local people. People say Ruston needs to grow and they can have more fans and build more, but then they'll have traffic and all kinds of misery.
Tell me about it. 2 million people in San Diego, and
that's not a happy thought.
A pretty sight during traffic.
Well, they authorize development, and then they come back to build the infrastructure. You know, they discover, the two-lane tree-lined street can't be there anymore. And is this your daughter coming?
She's the one carrying the
Oh, yeah, she's decked out in the
bags. She's a big, tall one.
Yeah, gosh. Heck, is she taller than you?
Good. Not quite.
Not quite?
Not quite.
Like the Arkansas heat? That's hot.
Let me get some of the other folks here, and then I'll catch you talking to her if that's all right. It's pretty hot out there. What's this purple tech shirt? I've got a purple and gold Louisiana Tech hat that I bought at Walmart for $2 because nobody else would buy the thing. I mean, if you're from Ruston, you shouldn't even own purple. You know, it's got to be blue.
It's got to be blue. I'll
What's
wear
your
my
name?
blue the next time. Pat Kelly.
Aubrey Shepherd. I'm glad to know you. I was born in Ruston. I live up here.
I'm Jerry Kelly.
Jerry, glad to know
in
you.
Texas.
Do you?
Yeah.
Where in Texas?
Ready for Austin.
Austin.
So you got
Our granddaughter.
That's your granddaughter playing?
Yeah. That's
wonderful.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad you're here. That's
you.
just confusing with LSU. See, these big companies that make the things apparently thought that purple was right.
Yeah, well, I like that color.
I know. Most women do. Glad to meet you. Hope to see you at some more games. Hi. LaTechSoccer 206.
Oh, I got my colors. I see that. I got my little check. It's too much. You can't see where I am. We should get you a tech on the bookstore.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I'll be glad to pay you for it.
Hi. What's your name?
Patsy Markey.
Are you from Ruston or?
Oh yes, I'm from I'm from Shreveport. Laura Williamson is my granddaughter.
Oh my goodness.
I'm her Mimi.
Mimi.
I'm Mimi.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Glad to see you guys up in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
We're happy to be here. And now I think they're ready to go home.
Well, it's a long ride, but I may be down there for the football next weekend.
On 540, and I think it's 540. I don't know what we read.
It's the last part of the road.
She went to get your coat and she's going to get it.
From down here.
Well, you can start that.
I'm going to go right first. I don't have to get last shot.
Let me
Maybe
get
here.
that
Are you just
stuff.
going to walk with us?
Can I carry something for you?
Well, this is empty, I think. I drank all my cappuccino,
Can we
even though I
carry
was
some?
burning up. Isn't that crazy?
You mean your face?
Oh, I know it. I burn up in the heat.
And this is one of the coolest weeks we've had. This was the hottest day of this week. Tiny blooms, but together they make the look of a beautiful flower. And when there are lots of them, you can make a large area beautiful. World Peace Wetland Prairie. Sunday, 10th of September, 2006. This is the northeast corner, previously known as the shade corner, except they've killed out the big tree and cut the brush line on the eastern edge of it, so the developers have sort of given us reason to think of a new name for shade corner. But it'll have shade again, I guess, at some point. The tall trees in the background and the oaks that are on the development site, but they're part of the park. The trees in the background are on what's supposed to be the park, but they've cut the roots and some of them are not going to make it. That's the old habitat tree leaning over there. Split tree. You see the western trunk. Down there you see the bigger willow. Some of the small willows, that's the central flow area with the willows. There's the northwest corner to southeast of the 2-acre main prairie site. Something looks like something's killed it. Not sure why that is. Turning dead at this moment. It's been dry, but we had big rain and everything got a dose, but not everything's going to come out. Let's see. Looks like we've got a seed pod here. That's pretty. I have to get a correct identification on this. And it's a delight as it is. It's a beautiful curly thing. Let's see if we can get under it a little bit without hurting it. There's a hollow effect underneath. Wonderful mix of native things covered up with a lot of honeysuckle. We need all these trees. There's the winged elm. We need a lot of these trees identified before the choppers get up here and start whacking on it, because we don't want to destroy trees that contribute to habitat for wildlife. Looks like a lot of seed for birds out here. There's not much active feeding right now apparently, so no birds to tell us how much they utilize these little trees. Certainly from the honeysuckle growth there. we see that these trees are endangered. What we need primarily is to take the honeysuckle off the trees and identify them and mark them for protection. Nice yellow patch. The eastern trail that goes to the habitat tree. Clearly things that need to be replaced with a native thing, but until the native thing is here, you'll destroy a lot of habitat by trying to remove the things that take more than a season to grow ahead of time. Seeds of the milkweed, a certain kind here. There's another one over there. I guess maybe Jennifer's collected the seed pods here. Some of these. These, they look superficially similar. There's several species of milkweed. It's kind of nice. Now we've got some yellow leaves, and I can't tell from here. I can't even guess what kind of young tree that is. Nobody really wants to walk to everything you see like this because it's not snakes so much, it's the poison ivy. Makes it sort of risky. Big old spider's got a big old web. Looks pretty grand from here. He is more than an inch long. He's got long arms. He or she. Beautiful. Catching insects in his web, or her web. Little pink blooms. A lot of this in here. Interesting to see grass as it goes to seed. Different looks that it has. Three feet tall. What is it? See, we know that the hedge that's grown into trees in various places is not native. However, it's, I understand the British call it the poor man's box hedge. You see grapevines in there and rose bushes that bloom every year, and they're native. And so we don't want to get rid of native grapes and roses. Those are wonderful to have out here. And we need these trees identified. And they need some vines removed. Yeah. And over here the willow even has honeysuckle and such growing on it. It needs to be released from some of that. But when you remove the vegetation that's covering some of these trees, you reduce the security that birds feel, and in the process you may cause them to go elsewhere to nest, or to try to nest in an insecure exposed spot and have a hawk or a cat or whatever rob their nest. Some critters will try to rob, snakes will try to take the eggs, and if they've got vines to climb up there, it's easier for them. But if they have an open spot, they find them easier. So what's best? Probably having the vines. This is the middle flow area. You can see how deep shade you've got in the middle up there. Something that we need to retain for the birds. Hard to walk in there so they don't get disturbed much. That's the good news. The asparagus is huge, and it's many parts. Several stems. Those stems are probably tasty. The deer eat the tops off of them, just as people would. And these trees need identification. Even if they're non-native, they don't need to be taken out until there is a tree to replace them. A substantial tree with equivalent value for wildlife food. That's a key factor here. We're now harboring wildlife that came from 28 acres straight north as our cameras look. We've seen fox and deer, quail. It's been a year and a half or 2 years. When did I last see the quail? More than a year now, I know. Anyway, there's still a chance that as long as there's some habitat over on Roche Hill, which is that direction, a covey of quail can work the area if they choose, and that may mean we plant some native things that they like, and maybe non-native things around the edge. Again, looking east. Back to the dying tree on the northeast corner. And the habitat tree we're praying will stay alive as younger trees grow up near it. It's interesting, with so much honeysuckle, you can't sort it out from the other plants that flower in certain places. This is a honeysuckle vine, but the thing that's gone to seed there And it's wrapped up. It's about to wrap it up. And that's not honeysuckle. Here's a beautiful grass. Blooms are gone. Oh man, look at those big old nasty ants. I wonder how hard those guys bite you. I don't want to find out. I won't hold on to this very long. They're part of nature. Some critters eat them. You can see the orange construction site tree protection fences in there, far too close to the fence, of course. Okay, who's this guy working this plant? Acts like a bumblebee, but he's not a species I've seen before. He didn't like me taking his picture and talking about him. He came at me rather threateningly. Whoops, I think I'll move away and let him have his dinner. What am I seeing? Is that a type of hummingbird I'm not familiar with? Come back and let me see you. Amazing. Something I hadn't seen before at World Peace Wetland Prairie. It looks like an insect. He comes to check me out. He's near him. No, I don't want you to sting me. I'm going to have to back away. You're causing me to jump. I hate showing fear. Not just because it's not brave, particularly thought of as a brave thing to do, but primarily because it does attract things it might attack and probably wouldn't attack without smelling the fear. Okay, this nice plant needs propping up. Another kind of milkweed, I believe. What a mix, what a mix. Yeah, we're very close to, well, this would be the north center. The construction site's just past that tree, line of trees. So you got willows and all these wetland plants in this area. Therefore, again, it just needs some honeysuckle and poison ivy where you can. Cleared. Otherwise, it's spectacular wildlife habitat. And that's what World Peace Wetland Prairie should be doing. Feeding and providing a secure place for all species that choose to use it. There's actually a red berry still on that asparagus. Turned red. You can see the way the grass is clumped up in this wetland area. Oh, this is the lost. Boy. Huge rose hips. They're as pretty as the flowers. The pine trees are outside World Peace Wetland Prairie. The northwest corner of World Peace Wetland Prairie is right up there. Pine trees on Pinnacle Food property. And just a row of them. Provide a little windbreak for this area. That's good. And of course some shade. We're looking southwest. Here's one of the markers for moving non-native species. There's that through here. Over there. And tied to that tree. All wetland areas right here. But a nice area that's protected by vegetation from view of the outside and provides the outside with a view in here, which means more wildlife will be comfortable in here. And people who want peace and tranquility would like it too. That's for sure. Yeah, honeysuckle climbing, and another instance of asparagus. So if you were surprised we had asparagus when the season started, they cut that trail through there, that path, and mowed it, and asparagus came up the middle. But those who've been here a lot in the past expect to see a lot of asparagus. This isn't asparagus, it's just seeds. And I can't tell because the plant's dead exactly what those are. Where the trail splits and part of it goes from here, it's to our left, crosses, we walked across here a while ago, and this is the western trail running south. From here you see some interesting mix. And all the way over to the northwest you see Roche Hill. The railroad track is along the edge of the hill. You can see it in the background where the grass ends, flat place where the train runs. And you can see the silt fence for the construction of a street on Pinnacle property just north of here. And that is for the benefit of Aspen Ridge. Our rattlesnake master is doing well out here. Looks like those are getting ready to seed. And there's another one over there. We've seen them in different stages this year. Right here, these same ones. And there's a seed pod. Seeds need to go. in a different spot to increase the amount of this kind of plant we have here. Easy process, the birds help with it, but we can actually put them in an area that we see needs them. It's just a little effort. The sky's pretty. It looks like there's a chance of rain in the forecast. It said chance of thunderstorms. We're hoping for that because it's been more than 2 weeks and it's very dry again. Oh, the soil's damp in the lowest places, but basically pretty dry. Let's go look at some of those seed pods up close. Look at this little bug we found on the rattlesnake master. I wonder if he's going to bite my thumb or just walk on it. Hope he doesn't decide it's better to feed on than the rattlesnake master. That wouldn't be good. That's how he blends with the rattlesnake master. Must be one of his favorite plants. He's adapted to using in a prairie area. Let's see if we can get him turned over at a distance where the camera can focus on him. And I'll try to hold him as steady as I can. Somebody can identify this guy. Hope I don't find out later he's somebody I should have escorted off the property, but right now I'm assuming he's part of this native area, native species on this area. Okay, let's put him back if we can. There he is. Went right back on there. Hope he's not doing harm, but at least I don't see 50 of them on this plant. Probably there's another one somewhere. Look how the color changes as fall approaches. Rattlesnake master. Let's go check out another one. And we just spread some of the seeds, just threw them so they would, there's not much breeze right now to blow them away, but they moved a few yards to a place where there is no similar milkweed. Those are still hanging on there. See the little seeds. Don't they all grow? This is a beauty. What a beauty here. Not knowing our biology very well, we're not certain when we've got the right stage to move the seed. Notice here we've got an insect enjoying this plant. Look at this guy. What's his name? I don't think he bites because I think I've handled one of these guys before. He's finding something he wants on here. And here is a ladybug. We don't know the difference between the really valuable ladybugs and a potentially harmful ladybug, so we tend to leave them alone on the theory that the ones that people buy for their gardens may be the very ones we've already got. Something else we have to learn in the process of restoring World Peace Wetland Prairie to a more natural condition without honeysuckle. Yeah, we got a nice view of the railroad from here in the factory. And I believe I see the lights of the baseball field at Baum Stadium, George Cole Field at Baum Stadium. George Cole Field came first and it was up on the campus, but when they created Baum Stadium, they just brought the name George Cole Field to that one. Right now, George Cole Field is, the old one is actually the Ladyback softball field, which I'm not sure there's a reason not to have that name on it, except that George Cole, father of the doctor town now, undoubtedly donated for it. Was instrumental in making the university a magnificent place, successful athletic program and so forth. And he no doubt intended to, was a baseball person, you know that, and that honors him still. Although the big bunch of money from the Baum family gets the Baum family top billing. Once again, we've got an interesting insect, if you can see it. On this species, he's a little different from the insects we saw on other species. Pretty neat guy. Just can't focus that close. Sorry. So many plants on Earth have their own dependent species. Species that depend on them for safe habitat. More milkweed pods. And seeds being broadcast naturally. Look at that big grass. What is that? That's we need to name that market. You can see how far they've gotten spread around. When they do go to the ground, they'll go with the seed of something else, and that's why we've got such a mix here. See how the seeds, the weight on the parachute, the body being carried. Now, is that a kind of sumac that's harmless, or is that poison ivy? What are we looking at here? That's one of those questions. That sure is pretty. I'm not going to attack it because it's really pretty. It's not hurting me if I don't walk into it. Another species of grass with a different look. Tall grass. A different look. It's clearly going to seed. Seed will be very small. Little sunflower-like daisy, whatever's here. Where's the scientist to give me the scientific names to go along with my just simple ability to admire these things? without me. This is the Eastern Trail. Here's a stand of grass. And of course the plan is to have a substantial amount of mix of native grass. Well, we've got that. We just have too much honeysuckle. The center trees are so important. It's such a small distance to a habitat tree over there. Willows are good. Water absorbent trees that'll grow in the very edge of the water, and there's always water near these except in the dry years like this year. I went through a tough time. This purple is magnificent. Purple and white. Where is my friend to do the identification here? Nice stand of it. Whatever we're calling it. There's the wild things have such small blooms. Things that have been cultivated decoration. The blooms enlarge in the process of selective breeding them. But these are the ones that are most likely to live through a drought, or being frozen back, being burned back, and so forth. Delicate flowers. Something you find a lot of on a native prairie. Very different native. See, they look like tiny purplish lavender butterflies. The blooms don't open out so much as down. Looks like a pair of wings. And there's a good little stand of that here. That's the other shady corner. It's not quite in the corner, but it's a mound. It gave us the impression of a mounded prairie. Joe Neal was here, pointed that out to us. And it's got lots of trees on it. It's a good place to go in there and sit. If you take your own chair, there's not room for much in there, but it's a little ridge, a little mound area, and birds will just surround you if you'll get in there and be quiet and still for a long period. I recommend it as is, not restored. That'll be fine, whatever it comes out to be, I guess. But as it is, it's a wonderful place. And of course, there's wetland indicated by the willow there, and that wetland extends across the southern end all the way to the stream over there, which runs along the edge. Ditched out now, but still a natural stream spot. There's the actual southwest corner. It does have some Nice oaks growing up over on the very edge. And have a little color this fall. This asparagus has been topped previously, but look at this. Looks like it's trying to do something again. They don't like to have a broken off tip. Critters bite them off and they try to go back. There you can see the area Jennifer said she burned without warning us ahead of time and without telling us at the time. I almost got the impression it was a test to see if I would smell it and call the fire department, which would have been an embarrassment, but she said she had a permit, which is a little bit of a mistake. Another tiny blooming nature. And here they've actually burned it. This is just offensive as can be. Look at that big willow. And that tiny bird at the top of the big willow. So peaceful out here. And it's hard to imagine somebody associated with protecting it would be burning on it. Nice arguments for burning, but the arguments against burning are especially significant here in the middle of the city. And of course it doesn't hurt in my mind that it's next door, because that habitat tree is the corner of our property, and we already had a fire apparently set by some children that burned an old farm shed over in there. So what's the significance of doing this? What's the value? What's the sense? And was some chemical used to start the fire? You're going to have a fight about this, I'm afraid. Here's a willow burned. One of the trees they talk about planting at one time. Well, we need a little more wise decision making here. You can see the glory of the habitat tree. Since the tree to the north up there on the northeast corner's dying, this is the last big tree on this property. It harbors so much wildlife all the time. Squirrels and all kinds of birds eating the hackberries. This is just obnoxious. Lazy. What do you say? Laziness and greed satisfy a grant proposal? There's no justification for it. Certainly no justification for burning wildlife habitat or even destroying it during the summer when it's green. If you're going to get the honeysuckle out, the time to do it is in winter. When it's cold. Most of the other plants out here will not be green. You can remove honeysuckle readily. And that willow over there looks like it might have had fire too close to it. Kurt's walking up a nice rock wall. Richardson has started the butterfly garden of the World Peace Wetland Prairie. And there's the rock's position.